It's now Monday, and the great debate did not happen. It's unclear exactly why, but it's all for the best because it just wastes all of your time and it plants negative seeds in the vegan community. But instead, we got this from Dr. Avi. I'm now just looking for the first time, not knowing what I'd find, and not even knowing the thumbnail. I'm just seeing the thumbnail now. Debunking Mike the Vegan's heart disease reversal pseudoscience. Now it's interesting that he's picking on Mike the Vegan. This guy is aiming to debunk a huge dietary claim that's been around for decades, that a certain vegan diet can reverse heart disease. And here he is spending a bunch of time debunking some YouTuber. Mike the Vegan is not the scientist, creator of this theory, but see, that is the mindset of Dr. Avi, and we're going to get deeper into his mind in this video. And that is where the debunking lies. So, people have been complaining about his long videos. 2-hour videos, there's 2.5, but then he goes and makes a 3-hour video. Well, let's just at least see how it starts.
Oh, Avi, you didn't put the example of the bad argument there.
And we are live. So, hi everyone. So I'm joined again with Dr. Avi, and Ask Yourself is also here. So Mike the Vegan has responded to our debunk on heart disease reversal.
I've got to pause and say, after a quick look at his channel, he is new on YouTube. Well, no, 2 years, but not many videos, not many subs or views. Yet he gets in with VeganGains, one of the most popular vegans on YouTube. Why?
I can be rude at times.
Well, I discussed that a couple of weeks back, that VeganGains has a bias for Avi.
You don't have to like me.
A big part of the problem with the vegan community is you have the segment that doesn't want to hear about the low-fat diet because just like meat eaters, they love their fat and don't want to hear anything bad about it. I noticed this problem 10 years ago. And so VeganGains will have this nobody on that nobody knew just because he is a doctor, technically a doctor who went to medical school, and he is aiming to debunk the low-fat diet. And that would be the only reason VeganGains wants him on. A diet with moderate or high fat has no science behind it. So what is VeganGains doing?
Oh, okay. No, she's older now. Okay. I've never seen any videos of her or her. I'll check it out. Yeah, there's like a lot of really fucking smoking hot Jewish women, dude.
Let's get back to Avi. Let's see what he's doing here.
Yeah. So I'll just say a few things first.
And again, 3-hour video. Not only am I looking at the motivation of these two, but think about the motivation of the viewers. Why would someone watch? What's their motivation? It's the same as VeganGains. They have a bias for the information.
You may not like me, but what I do expect is if I put out something valid and sound, then I expect you to agree with it. Or if you disagree with it and you misrepresent my position to 300,000 subscribers, I expect you to either publicly or privately interact with me. You don't have to, obviously. It's just going to take a lot more time and effort for the both of us to continue going back and forth.
That sounds like blackmail.
Let's just talk.
I can't figure out this video. It looks like the previous video he made with VeganGains, because I wasn't around. I figured it out. Here's the same video on VeganGains' channel. So yeah, they did this live here, and then Avi uploaded it on his channel. I thought it was just Avi going to make a video. So, oh, this is better for Dr. Avi and for spreading himself around.
So it'll be easier if you're the one streaming the video, and so let's go point by point.
Disease reversal video. Do we need another one? Probably not. I'm making it anyway. If you're following my community post, you probably saw that there was going to be a pretty epic debate, and it was then delayed, and now it's officially canceled, unfortunately. We don't need to focus on why it got canceled. I'll just say that it crumbled from both sides. Dean Ornish was...
Wait a second. The preview is being weird.
See the video.
Scheduling issues. There was a lot of issues, and it's canceled.
And I'll just say it right now, was because Dr. Ornish did not like the fact that I put up the debunk on Richard's channel. and he proceeded to write a whole email and blind carbon copy Danielle's colleagues on it. So
Yeah,
that was
he
the
was
reason.
personally offended by it.
And what's important to me is where I am in terms of the official proposition, which is a plant-based diet has been clinically shown to reverse heart disease. What are my current thoughts on this?
We don't have the evidence to make the claim.
Certainly.
And they just think that there isn't enough evidence to show for sure that there's reversal. They are still in support of a vegan diet, plant-based diet for the...
Yeah, but that doesn't make us anti-reversal.
In this, you're just dishonest. All right, moving on.
Agreed.
Moving on. To sum up the anti-reversal camp, they just think that angiograms aren't good enough and that we need newer imaging to show for sure the angiogram validity in this video, but I think that's a fair representation of their position. Moving on. So a few weeks back, I went on a live discussion with the young doctors, and I have no problem admitting that I was unable to put forward good enough evidence that we have reversal based off the standard that they put forward, which was a quote from a study saying that regression is greater than 10% absolute stenosis regression. And
in the comments, Avi said here, so what we can say is that a plant-based diet prevents your blood flow from getting worse, but we can't say it improves your blood flow. Problem here is that he's using just a plant-based diet. That's not what the Ornish diet is. The key is not that it's plants. The key is that it's a low-fat diet and that it's high in fruits and vegetables. That's where the power is, to get rid of the plaque. Is he even recognizing that? Why doesn't he use the right terms? Meanwhile, as you saw there, he didn't like Mike the Vegan using the term anti-reversal to describe him. I just noticed here that both Dr. Avi and Danielle are both MDs, medical doctors. I've known since the 90s to watch out for them. They are indoctrinated in medical school to think of medicine and technology as the savior and the only thing that can help humanity. And so that right there would explain his motivation here. But there's plenty more. Looking through the video, I don't want to get too into the science because that is a rabbit hole we would never get out of. And here we are, we're not out of it. But there was something I saw here that I'd like to comment on.
What you should do, instead of trying to make this nebulous cloud of all different things that are technically falling under the category of heart disease, you could have done this easier if you wanted to do that. You could have just said hypertension. Technically speaking, hypertension is a cardiovascular disease, and a whole food plant-based diet can reduce blood pressure. So therefore, a whole food plant-based diet can reverse cardiovascular disease. Yay!
Yes!
No. You're being very dishonest and deceptive if you do that. You be specific about what you're talking about. Are you talking...
No, we're not. The semantics, the links, don't really matter. It doesn't matter how many steps were gone through for your heart disease to be reversed by the plant food diet, which was one of the original causative mechanisms that set the chain in motion.
Are you talking about atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease? Are you talking about epicardial atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease? Are you talking about endothelial function? Are you talking about myocardial ischemia? Are you talking about ejection fraction? What exactly are you talking about? And by the way, it's very clear what Ornish and Esselstyn...
And I'm not talking about any of that. And I don't need to.
We're talking about. Just in case there's any confusion, this is from Ornish's website. What he means when he talks about heart disease. Here's the quote. You can reverse heart disease with the Ornish Lifestyle Medicine Program. The reversal is measured in 2 ways. We showed both plaque regression at 1 year and more at 5 years, and increased blood flow of 300 to 400%. Okay?
Whoa.
So just in case it wasn't obvious what we're talking about, when he says heart disease reversal, he's talking about plaque regression and increased blood flow. Now, I'll just give you some accepted standard definitions.
Please do not. You are over. And here it is. This is why Dr. Avi is over. Dr. Avi is a big proponent of statins, which is a medical thing that they learn in medical school, that they're indoctrinated with. And he says the main problem with the vegan leaders going around teaching that veganism can cure heart disease is that people may not take the statins. Well, that should be up to the patient and their doctor. You shouldn't take statins unless you really need to, because they pose a danger. And statins don't actually heal. They will remove some plaque, but healing is more than removing the plaque. That's where the diet can come in. He says that he has debunked the medical research of Ornish and Esselstyn. But you can't debunk medical research with critical thinking skills you learned in school. There needs to be more research, and Dr. Avi has not taken any steps towards that. He's just doing what everybody else does on YouTube, like the people who go after certain other low-fat vegans I won't mention, accusing them of all types of crimes when the audiences got bored of things like hypocrisy or ad hominem attacks on their bodies. They had to move up a level to sexual harassment charges. But people like me, who are thinking, notice that they don't take legal action. They should be going to the police, but instead they go to their camera and make a video that'll get a whole bunch of views. This Dr. Avi guy is actually saying that the leaders of the vegan community are liars, bullies, and psychopaths. This is just drama talk. It's crazy. Avi wants to spend his time and his talents on things that won't really help nutrition science. He could be much more constructive. But get this, Dr. Avi is not a cardiologist. Get this, he's a dermatologist, doctor of the skin. That is very far removed from the cardiovascular system. And so why not leave this for the cardiologist? As I read in many comments that are speaking against him, it seems he's mostly out to win debates and make a name for himself. And it's mostly backfiring on him. He's hanging out with shady people who are helping him, giving him a platform. And on another angle, this is one I specialize in, when experts get so deep into the microscopic details of their specialty and using technology and science, they are creating more opportunities to stray from what is true. What's true is the big picture. When you look through a microscope, you are cutting out that big picture. This is why I have moved past scientific studies and all this YouTube debate drama. I really can't see how people can sit through something like this. It's not doing you any good, and it's not entertaining. Are people this bored? If so, these people really need a mentor like me.
I'll just put out a plea at this point to Mike to engage in conversation.
He's posting a lot of screen caps. That's weird for him to post that. Well, that is interesting. That is... So Avi is Jewish. Why is it that the Jewish insult issue continues to recur? And is it just a coincidence?
I remember when I was working as a trainer at some hockey gym, there were some Jewish girls there that were just so fucking smoking hot. Well, thanks for the donation, Oren. I'll look into his daughter and see if she has like a YouTube channel or anything.
So I went back and found this comment, filming it to prove that it's not fake. This Dr. Avi guy is actually saying that the leaders of the vegan community, without naming them, they are liars. That doesn't look good. It's like saying he's exposing veganism for the lie that it is. That's how people may interpret it. He's also calling these people manipulative bullies. He's a huge ass. Someone in the comments says a little over the top, and he says not in the slightest. That's either crazy or he's just trying to get attention. Just like some other people in the White House. By the way, they love the Jews too. I'm just saying, I was wondering if it's a coincidence that Jewishness keeps coming up. None of my other 1,000 videos had this issue. You know, if he named people, then it wouldn't be nearly so bad, making it look like the vegan community in general. And does he really not understand what the word psychopath means? Because he is acting more like one than Ornish or Mike the vegan. Perhaps he is projecting by calling people psychopaths. I've been saying on this channel for years about half of all humanity are psychopathic, and so it wouldn't be a surprise if he's one. We've had other vegans do this, making the entire community look bad. I have put down certain popular YouTubers. I don't call them leaders, though. And I certainly don't call them psychopaths. I point out their logical fallacies and how they might be biased towards fat. That's the big one. Right there should just discredit him and having an ulterior motive. I'm not saying he's wrong. See, make this distinction. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying you can't trust this source. And who else is there? There's no one else out there saying this, which kind of tells you something. And this guy who says he's a vegan, calling vegan leaders psychopaths, is really suspicious because
looks like vegans are doing what they do best, starving babies to death. These psychopaths in charge of us, in charge of this vegan propaganda, are probably doing sacrificial rituals every time these children suffer and hit mainstream news.
that is a popular anti-vegan, and Dr. Avi sounds way too much like him to be calling himself a vegan.
These toddlers that have suffered at the hands of these brainwashed lunatics.
And he's also said the truth will not be silenced and reality always shines through. Number one, it really sounds like he's on some mission here to stop people from believing that veganism is good for heart disease. And number two, the truth won't be silenced. Reality always shines through. Does Dr. Avi need to be introduced to U.S. politics? Does he not watch the news? Has he not been paying attention to the pandemic, even though he's a doctor? Check this out. This Dr. Avi is posting this comment that was made by someone else. Check this out. And there's a lot of this. What you guys don't understand is that Dr. Avi is a shill. He's only vegan to stir up confusion and drama among you vegans. This makes me think of somebody else. We've seen this before. Ask yourself this question. If Unnatural Vegan wasn't a vegan and was just another one of those anti-vegans, she'd still be popular, right? But would she be as popular as she is as a vegan? No. That is a great niche that she's got. A vegan who criticizes other vegans is perfect for attracting anti-vegans. Kind of like we liberals love seeing Republicans turn against the Republican Party, where he's posting things that are criticizing him, and he's not even saying anything.
I don't expect you to like me.
Avi is the vegan who constantly criticizes veganism. Complete shill. Right, it's a niche. It's a great way of getting attention. Look at this. Dr. Avi versus Mike the Vegan. Tickets on sale now. Like I said, people, this is just entertainment. It's the fight that's interesting. No one's proven anything or changing any science. Yeah, I forgot about this. I wanted to show you this comment. Someone saying, Avi, how about stop wasting time on semantics and go for the carnitards? A lot of them aren't worth going after. People don't take them seriously. I've realized this. It was okay for a while, but you got to move on. And my channel is really moving on this year. I finished reactions to crazy things. I finished with COVID-19. Moving on from all this stuff and getting to a higher place that I would be at if I wasn't distracted by all this crap. Dr. Avi is just getting the vegan community once again to distract from their positive message and roll around in a bunch of pig slop, wasting time, getting fooled again by their detractors. This is so similar to what the Democratic Party ends up doing in response to the Republicans, and now it's happening again with the Supreme Court crisis. Those who publicly spread false information and post comments saying other people are spreading false information and who won't defend their position by debating me in a live debate with another chance of connecting with the Google YouTube algorithm, bringing in new viewers. Oh, look what just popped up. VeganGains has just gone live here. Dr. Avi debunks Mike the Vegan. Yeah, that's the guy who eats a lot of fat and who's getting fat. This is just a continual game. Making videos is not science. Avi and Taint are saying that Mike the Vegan conceded. Well, this sounds a lot like politics, where people play around with things and make it seem like something has happened. Probably more complicated than that. Those crazy words he was saying was probably projecting to the extreme. He is reminding me of somebody. Somebody, I forget his name, but some guy, he just says the craziest stuff you ever heard and gets so much attention for it. And he just never gets shut down. It just hasn't hurt his popularity at all. And he has a bigger voice than any other person that's actually telling the truth. Come on, YouTube. Stop getting taken by this YouTube game. All this is entertainment. If you want some entertainment, get on board with my new series of videos. And you know I'm already entertaining when I'm doing health videos. Think of how entertaining I'm going to be doing entertainment videos, reactions to music, and so much more. Listening to music, analyzing stuff I've heard, reacting to things I've never heard, and playing my own music on 3 different instruments. If you're just after entertainment, why not go for real entertainment instead of all this arguing and all these hypocrites? Listen to this. This guy's a politician, big politician.
I'm completely pro-life, and I believe that we should have a culture of life that's informed by my faith from beginning to... My record as a pro-life governor is...
He's not just a hypocrite, but he's going against what our government should be, separate from your faith. We don't want your faith in our policy, ruining people's lives. In case you don't know what this is all about, this is the latest crisis going on in the United States. And maybe we wouldn't have all these crises if people were paying attention. Culture of life is a BS statement. It's a culture of abuse. His faith just does not take into account all the people who will suffer if they get rid of Roe versus Wade, which is what they're trying to do right now, hours after Justice Ginsburg dies.
I don't know how it's actually written in the law, but if you enact any kind of unjust prejudice against somebody's race, religion, or creed, that's an offense in Canada. So saying something like, all Jews are greedy, or black people are stupid, or Muslims are less than human, something like that, that's illegal in Canada. If you say something like Islam promotes murder, Islam promotes terrorism, that's actually not against the law in Canada. I don't think you could be charged for that because that's something that you could actually very easily prove to be the case.
Abby has argued against veganism being healthier omnivore diets many times in his Discord. I incorporated chicken back into my diet because of Avi's arguments. Glad he's pulling you towards the light.
Yeah, that's actually not true, so thank you. Maybe this was before he was vegan?
VeganGains did one of his live videos here where he says, ask me anything.
Do you think Derek
And so today I did.
Yes, there's literally nothing that would indicate.
And after
you're
3
just how
posts,
people think he is on B5.
I got blocked.
He's in very good shape and he's always moving. People are always gonna hate something about vegans, I guess. Yeah. Whenever somebody sees a fat vegan or a vegan who's skinny and kind of out of shape, oh, it's because your vegan diet, you don't get enough protein, la-di-da, and then, much lower risk of disease. Who gives a shit if we evolved to eat meat? Doesn't fucking matter. Look, I'm sure we also evolved to be competitive with one another, to, you know, commit tribal warfare. Does that mean, like, tribal warfare and genocide and fighting each other are good things because we evolved to do it? So, really bad argument. Yeah, I evolved to eat sandwiches and pepperonis on pizza. Yeah, okay, dude. Have fun with your heart attack down the road.